Essentially, they got bought out, they got sold off, everything got liquidated, and so the show came to an end. All right? They just rebooted the show about a month ago. And it's a gaming podcast with a variety cast. It's like 4 different people who appear on the show usually every day, if not 5 if they have a special guest. And they talk about all kinds of stuff, including gaming news, industry news, entertainment, personal topics about pop culture. I think they're currently doing a show on collectibles. They're doing all kinds of fun stuff. And, you know, they contacted me last month asking if I wanted to be a guest on the show because they were looking for guests to come on in this rotation of guests that they're going to have. And I told them I would be interested, sure. But then when they finally announced that I was going to be on the show as a guest, all my detractors flooded them and said, oh, if you're going to have Phil on the show, you can't have him on as a normal guest. You've got to interrogate this guy. You've got to hit him with 5 million questions about all the horrible things that we accuse him of on the internet, right? And it's messed up because, honestly, they wanted to just have me on the show as a guest. But because of this influx of attention and hate against me, they can't do that. It has to be essentially an interview, interrogation, whatever you want to call it. It has to be that now. So it is what it is. Everyone else who's appeared on that show could just be a guest. They could just appear on the show and be like, hey, I'm here to be a guest. We'll have some fun. We'll talk about the topic of the day. You know, I'll chime in a little bit and talk about myself and my content, but outside of that, I'm just here to be a guest and join in the camaraderie and the fun of the show. Me, I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that, apparently, because I'm just, I guess I'm just such a horrendous, heinous villain individual on the internet. I can't have fun on a show. I have to be interrogated. Which, by the way, I just want to make this fully transparent. I don't blame the hosts of Side Scrollers at all. They've been absolutely inundated and bombarded on their social media and everything by my haters for weeks, basically saying, we want you to ask this and that and this and that and this and that, right? So, here's how it's going down. Thursday morning, the show starts 9 a.m. my time, 11 a.m. their time. Okay, that's 2 hours earlier than when I would usually broadcast. So if you want to watch me live on the show, head over to the Side Scrollers channel around 9 a.m. I'm going to actually be on there earlier to get set up, technical, I'm going to try to get everything set up so that all the technical issues and everything are worked out before the show goes live. When was the last time I was on a podcast? Many years ago with the quartering. So actually, I'm going to be here. I'm going to have things set up differently. I mean, the visuals will be the same, but I basically have to mess with the audio settings and everything to make it work. Echo-wise and everything. I might have to do something a little different. And so, I'm going to be on that show live. And here's the deal. All right? I'm going to do my best. Meaning, they're going to ask me every question under the sun. I know they are. I told them nothing's off limits. Ask me whatever you want. I'm going to do my best to answer questions as honestly as I can without putting myself... Duke Alistar, I do shout-outs at the end of the show. Apparently you're new. I do shout-outs at the end of the show, so your shout-out is coming, and I will address your question. Thank you. Anyway, I'm going to do my best to address their questions, to give them answers. Here's the thing. They are outsiders to all of this nonsense on the internet. They don't follow dark side-filled drama. They don't know about lolcow culture on the internet and these cultish people who follow it. All they know, they've been thrown into this whirlwind, this rabbit hole, this circulating toilet. And now they got to deal with it. They've been dealing with it for 2 weeks. I know, because it's messed up. You go on their show, and you're just watching the show, and there's people who constantly ask them about me. Like, Darkside Phil is not here today. Darkside Phil is not on the show. Why are you asking us about this? It's like, do you not understand the world doesn't circulate around me? I'm a small-time content creator who makes content for a curated audience. I don't even involve myself in their drama. Yet somehow they push onto other shows because they want to have me on their show. Somehow now they have to be harassed for 2 weeks. It's pretty messed up in my opinion. That's my opinion. I think it's pretty messed up. All right. And quite frankly, I feel like once the show is done, there's going to be a collective sigh of relief everywhere. All right. That you don't have to worry about it anymore. The thing is, I'm not worried about it. I'm more worried about them being harassed as a result of my haters. That's the truth. And the thing is, I can't control what my detractors do. I can't make them not do something because I don't have any involvement with them. They operate completely outside of the realm of my existence and my own content. And I don't even, like I told you guys, I literally have not even seen anything detractor related in months. I've not paid attention to them at all. I'm sure they've come up with a million new conspiracies, a million new pieces of bullshit. I don't pay attention to it. I sit here and I stay in my lane and I just do my own thing. I don't pay attention to their nonsense. You know what I'm saying? So, there you have it. I'm sure. Here's the thing. Like I said, they're outsiders. They're coming into this basically being bombarded for 2 weeks with all this nonsense. They're going to be, from a very objective standpoint, wanting to just know what the hell is going on, right? Like, how do I respond to most of these things? I say it's nonsense. They don't know that. All they hear are accusations. They don't know that most of it is nonsense. They haven't heard my responses, right? They're going to hear my responses, and it's going to essentially be things you guys have heard already, because most of the things that I've been accused of, I've directly responded to here on my own streams and told you the very logical answers to them. But the detractors don't care about that. To them, logical answers aren't good. They want nonsensical answers because they think that makes me look bad, or they want me to not answer, so that way they say, oh, you see, he has no defense because he'll incriminate himself, and therefore that means it's all true. You see what I'm saying? They're hoping that this will be an interview that's going to go horribly for me, okay? I have absolutely no fear of this interview at all. Zero. Because there's nothing I can say or do that will incriminate me to anything, because I've done nothing wrong in regards to the things that they accuse me of. Have I made mistakes over the years? Of course I have. I've told you guys in the last few months, I feel terrible about, kind of overly asking for things on my streams, the way that I go about just last week or 2 weeks ago, right? Where I was saying, hey guys, I really need help if you could tip me right now. And people were like, oh, it really rubs us the wrong way when you're asking for a specific kind of contribution. I hear you. I understand that. And you know what? You're right. But at the same time, I mean, that's my living. And if things are slow and bad for a certain week for various reasons, and I need to tell you, hey, please help me if you can. What if I don't? And now I can't make ends meet. It sucks. It's kind of like it's between a rock and a hard place. So I know I do things wrong. I fess up to them, I want to get better. I feel bad that people have to be put through drama and bullshit because of things that I say and do on the internet. I hate that. I'm hoping that this interview will go well to the point where, at the very least, it'll be a focal point for those who've heard all the accusations about me, right? There's a focal point where you can go and say, watch that podcast that Phil attended. He gave all his answers. Here's the thing. I guarantee you this. This is a guarantee. All of the hosts of that show will not believe everything I have to say. I don't think so. And my detractors will never be swayed anyway. All right? But, if anything, this show should be a focal point. All right? Where if you ever heard all the nonsense about Darkside Phil on the internet and you want to hear at least his responses to it, watch that show. Whether it's live, whether it's on demand after, you'll have all your answers in one focal point that you can reference forever. Okay? And here's the truth. I'm done with it after that. Like, once I address these issues, all right, these questions, I give my answers, all right? I'm done. I have no desire to then go ahead and talk about it further at all. So this is like the end-all be-all of it on Thursday. We talk about it. We get it out of the way publicly on something other than my own content, because when I answer those questions in my content, no one cares. My viewers don't care. You guys here who are my regulars, you don't even care about this shit, do you? Let's be honest. You just want to know what's the next game I'm playing, right? What's the next review I'm doing? You don't care about the next drama session. I didn't want this podcast appearance to be a drama session, but it has to be because of my detractors. You see? I know that. So I'll be on the show. Now, here's the thing. How long will I be on the show? I don't know. I'm not limiting myself to a time frame. Like, I didn't tell the guys, I can only be on your show for an hour, then I'm booking it. So you better ask the best questions fast. It wasn't like I said that, okay? The way I see it, I want to respect these guys, and they're respecting my time. I'll respect theirs. As long as I feel that they're being fair as interviewers, and they're allowing me to answer questions and not just sitting there and pounding me with accusations, making fun of me and shit, but instead it's a serious interview. I'll give them as much time as they want. My normal streams run from 10:45 a.m. to 4 p.m. my time. This interview is absolutely going to cut into that time. 100% it is. How much? I don't know. But it will. Okay? So, I guess the way I say it is, we'll see what happens. How long it runs or whatever. When that show is done, okay, when it officially ends, I'm going to come over here to DSP Gaming, and I'm going to start up my own stream. Now, usually on my day back from break, I have a lot to talk about. Usually I have my Phil's Day Off segment. I have news. I have all kinds of stuff, right? I don't even know what we're going to do on Thursday. I'm literally leaving it open. Will we even do a formal level 1 podcast, or will it instead just be, let's just do a decompression stream where we talk about everything that just happened, right? Get opinions on the show, how it went. You know what I'm saying? And go from there. We'll see. Will there even be gameplay on Thursday? Okay. I don't even know, right? I have no clue what that first stream will be. It could just be us talking. It could very well be. The show ends at 11. I'm out of there by 11:30. My stream goes on by noon. I do a quick podcast that's a half an hour. We get into gameplay. I don't even know. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I feel like we're going to want to talk, kind of do an epilogue to that. Almost kind of say this drama is over, because this whole ongoing nonsense needs to end at some point. You'll have that one show to watch. If you ever wanted to hear DSP respond to all the drama about him, you finally get it all in one place. You see his official answers by neutral parties interviewing him. These are not, because here's the thing about the Side Scrollers crew, okay? They're 4 completely different people from different walks of life. None of them really knew that much about me, and they have absolutely nothing to gain or lose by this interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I come out with this interview looking like the worst, most heinous villain on the internet, it doesn't help them. If I come out of this interview looking squeaky clean, it doesn't help them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they kind of stumbled upon this not realizing what exactly was going to happen when they announced that I was going to be a guest on the show. So to them, I mean, this is like the ultimate neutral. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how you could have a more neutral party when they didn't even know anything about me. Now, for 2 weeks, they've been absolutely inundated and bombarded by my detractors. On Thursday, they get to talk to me. And they get to see everything responded to, very logically and matter-of-factly, to the best of my ability. So, and then everyone judges for themselves. And you know what? At the end of the day, maybe some of them will absolutely hate my guts by the end of the show. And maybe some of them will actually like me. And maybe somewhere, probably more realistically, it'll be somewhere in between. All right? And that's that. And then after that, we'll come on my stream. We'll have a decompression session between you guys and me. We'll see how that goes, and that's that. So will there be gameplay on that stream on Thursday? I have no clue. When is the stream starting on Thursday? I have no clue. What I can tell you is Thursday night, we're doing a normal stream. It's going to be like a Dragonetian on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. Friday, it's either going to be Hogwarts Legacy